Hey guys, and welcome back to Pure Heart. Chris here, back again with another album review. And guys, before we get started, make sure you guys hit that like button, comment down below what you guys loved about this album. And also, if you're new here, then don't forget to subscribe. It really helps out. Or if you've been seeing this channel here and there, and you like what I do, again, hit that subscribe. So let's get into it. So Citizen of Heaven by Tauren is Tauren Wells' sophomoric album. It's coming off the quote-unquote amazing Hills and Valleys album that he did. I necessarily was not a huge fan of it, and this album is, there's a few good songs on there, and this album, it's I'm gonna be honest, this album is typical pop-centric CCM radio that, you're gonna hear most of these songs, if not all these songs, on the radio once in a while. I'll be surprised if you guys don't hear the entire album on the radio. I'm gonna be honest, whenever I saw this album was coming out, I was like, okay, well, one, I'm gonna have to review it, because, it's popular, and, hey, reviews or whatever. Nah, that's the way that YouTube works, and, this album was just, I was just not a huge fan of it. Not saying that it's all bad, just saying that there's nothing to write home about, You're gonna get, if you've ever listened to radio, CCM radio music, then you know what you're gonna get here, okay? If you ever listen to a Tauren Wells album, you're not saying anything wrong about Tauren Wells, okay? He's a great guy. I've met him once. He seems like a really great guy. Whenever he was with Royal Taylor, he seems like a really cool guy. However, with this album, it kind of felt like a Hills and Valleys, kind of copy and paste per se. I wasn't a huge fan of Hills and Valleys. There was a few songs I was like, okay, that's pretty good. But you listen to this, it's like, okay, wait, I feel like I've listened to this before. The first song, Citizen of Heaven, sounds like it's supposed to be on a Royal Taylor album, but there's like, oh wait, Royal Taylor doesn't exist anymore. Wait, who we got? Tauren Wells? Here we go. We're gonna give it to him, okay? And he also has some collaborators with Stephen Frederick, Jen Johnson, Rascal Flatts, and Kirk Franklin. Speaking of the latter, speaking of Kirk Franklin, they basically wasted him. His song that they had was Millionaire. It's an under 3-minute song, and it's not really that good, personally. They gave more time to the others than they did to Kirk Franklin. Kirk Franklin on that song is in the background just saying, yeah, get it, what? And it's just like, really? You had Kirk Franklin on there, he doesn't drop some revolution beats, okay? He doesn't get, an all Kirk Franklin amazingness. Not saying anything wrong about the other three, just saying that, I would rather listen to that than, someone from Bethel or even a pastor from Elevation or even, a country music star. I'm just... And if it sounds like I'm harping down on this album, okay, well, one, I am, okay, because there's really no excuse with this album, because, again, and, with this album, it sounds like it's supposed to be a worship album. However, they see, hey, look, all this money is going to go to this radio CCM. Basically, no one will listen to anything that's really worship music unless it's, your Bethels, your Elevations, your Hillsongs. However, it's your Tauren Wells. So, Tauren Wells, he's a radio person, so we got to keep these songs into radio confines. If this album was a worship album, I would give it, some leeway to some things, okay? However, that doesn't excuse the fact that this album it's just okay, okay? It's not terribly awful, there's some good aspects in this album. It's just nothing to write home about. You know, there's probably only one song that I truly liked on this album called Done, and it's great. You know, Tauren Wells. I'm gonna be honest about this. You know, good thing about this is that Tauren Wells' voice in all this is great. You know, he has a fantastic voice. That's one thing. You know. However, the lyrics, you know, the music wise, it's just not that good. You know, it's typical pop CCM music. You're gonna get what you're gonna get. You know, not gonna get anything groundbreaking, and so that's why overall, I've been, you know, debating on this. You know, what to give this review. I'm probably gonna have to give this album a 2.75 out of 5. Listening on the radio casually. An album that is only good for 2 things: Tauren Wells' voice and that song Done. Everything else is probably like, you know, they wasted all that. Also wasted Kirk Franklin. You know, not saying that the other 3 collaborators were bad, just saying that their songs just weren't up to par. You know, Stephen Frederick thing. That's that, you know. But anyway, if you guys would, leave a like on this video if you liked it. Probably going to be very divisive for some people. But at the end of the day, I just didn't really care for this album. Also, comment down below what you guys liked about this album. Comment down below what you guys want me to review. Subscribe if you're new here, or even if you stayed this long. But yeah, you are loved. Boom. Bye.